Hello everyone and welcome back. And this will be a general weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio for the week of February 23rd. And at this time I'd like to give a very special thank you to each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting it noticed. Thank you for that. As well as all the thumbs up on all the videos, and I see a few of you have hit the hype button, so wow, thank you. And of course the lovely comments. It is so nice to hear from you, letting me know you've enjoyed the readings, you're understanding them, and taking time out of your day to write that note to me. So thank you very much for doing that. It is truly appreciated. Thank you. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. Now, for some of you may have had some financial uplift in your life. Perhaps this may be a inheritance. That doesn't necessarily have to be anybody that you even actually know personally up close. You know, this could have been long lost aunt or uncle or somebody. Maybe they did some checking into their history and found you and left you some financial gains. Now that can be a home, vehicles, financial money, investments, something that is not only appreciated, but you know the value of it. And you are using it to write your own legacy, help yourself and yours, you know, better yourselves. So you're using this opportunity to set yourself up for your future, doing some investments, making sure that you don't need to struggle so much going into the future, and you're doing what it takes to accomplish that. So this is your legacy that you're starting. And the King of Swords. So feeling your own inner strength and power, realizing what it takes. There has been a little bit of upheaval, you know, people that you need to just have a heart-to-heart with. You know, talk them off the shelf. Let them know that, you know, this is how the standards are for me, and this is what I expect from you, that sort of thing. And it's not easy. And you've been thinking about how to go about this for a while. You know, you're trying to do it with kid gloves as best you can, but you're realizing that sometimes the best laid plans doesn't always turn out so well for yourself. But, you know, you're doing it because you feel you need to do this now. It's time. So, you know, you're doing what it takes. You know, this could be also you taking care of your health too, like really looking into taking care of yourself for your future, understanding that, you know, you need to change a few things in your life so that, you know, it gets much easier for you. And that can be something so simple as going to bed, you know, a little bit earlier, or finally allowing yourself to sleep in, whatever that happens to be. Ooh. And the Six of Swords. Some of you are thinking of moving, like physically moving to a totally new area. It doesn't have to be out of country. It can be just to a new area for yourself. You know, and this can be switching jobs. Maybe you have an opportunity to take a job somewhere else and you're doing it because you can see the better of it. And you're tired of feeling like, you know, no matter how much time, energy, and effort you put into some things, it just doesn't seem to be rewarding enough. You know, you're not getting the recognition for what you do. You're always going against the current. You don't quite, you know, feel at ease. And you're willing now to take that out of your life. Move on to calmer, better shores. You know, if this is job-wise, it's going to pay you better. You're going to be much happier. You know, you're going to fit in much easier. And things will go much smoother for you. So that's nice to see. And you're willing to do that. You know, if this is a move, you're willing to do that next step. And the Star card. Yeah. Understanding, new beginnings, you know, trial and error, things in balance, all those sort of good things. You have hopes, and you definitely have fears, but you have faith in yourself. This is your renewal. This is the future you have desired, you know, and you're putting energy into it, and it is giving back energy as well. So it's a give and take, and things seem to be going along just the way you had anticipated it. And the Seven of Pentacles, yeah. Watching your finances. Some of you have managed to, you know, do some investments. You know, and an investment doesn't have to be that you have to go to the bank and invest. This may be a job that they have like a pension. That's an investment. That's a big investment. And you're wishing it would grow, you know, faster for you. But realizing it takes time, and it's not always easy to stay the path and do what you have to do, but you're willing to keep persevering and plugging away. But you have already planted the seeds. Things are really starting to grow for you, and then you'll make your choices. And the Knight of Rods, yeah. You know, this is a message that's coming in for you. And this is could be for, you know, a job, you know, travel for work, that sort of thing. This could be a long distance call that you haven't heard from somebody for a very long time, and they get in touch with you saying, hey, you know, you have the skills we need. You know, would you consider maybe even coming, having a look to work for us, that sort of thing. But you are going to be really pleasantly surprised. Like, this is going to come out of just thin air, you know, and you're not rushing into anything, but you are also smart enough to know that change needs to happen. So, you know, you've heard through the grapevine a few things, but you never really did anything about it. You just sort of stayed the status quo and did what you had to do. But now this phone call, text message, email, whatever this happens to be, this message that's coming for you is going to give you that step of confidence back. You know, it's time for me to try something new. The future's not here. It might be over there, that sort of thing. But there's travel here. There's new adventures. And you are willing now to try again. Like, you've opened yourself back up to, you know, trying stuff off the cuff instead of always just following the status quo. But you have learned to curb your impulses over this time period. You don't do anything, you know, just because. You look into it. Pardon me. I still have a cold that seems to be hanging on far too long. But yes, there's, you know, you're smart enough to know not to put your life or anything else that you have in jeopardy. So you're taking this a little bit slower than you would normally. You just, you know, let's do this. But no, this time, you know, if you're making plans for travel in the future, yes, you're lining up some excitement, but you're making sure that it's not over excitement. Ah, look at that. Invitation. 3 of Cups. Collaborations, invitations, you know, getting along with people. You're being asked to come into something, you know. And this invitation can be for marriage, graduations, birthday, whatever it happens to be. And you, for whatever reasons, are more than willing to go this time. You've been hesitating for a while on a few things, but this time you're getting that invitation and you're thinking, why not? What am I waiting for? So you're stepping into this, and when you do, you're going to be so happy that you have, you know, went for this. You're enjoying yourself. You're getting together with people that are really getting along with you. You fit in well. So this is a very happy celebration for you. And the Six of Rods. Yeah, you're getting your attaboys. You know, people starting to realize and see you and say to you, wow, you did such a good job, or I can't believe you went through that, and here you are, sort of thing. But people are starting to recognize you for who and what you bring to the table, which helps you to not only sit a little prouder, but understanding you have the strength that's needed for any thing that comes up in your life, that you'll be okay. And the Page of Swords. Yeah, there's a storm warning. You know, yep, and that's okay. You can handle it. You're very, very much aware of that now. You know, this may be a relationship of some sort. Now, that can be at work, at home, friends, family, relatives. Oh. In this relationship, you're realizing that sometimes they say a little bit too much, you know, and you're cutting through that. You know, you're fighting fair, but you're making sure your point gets across. That's not acceptable behavior. Don't do that around me. Whatever it takes for you. And, you know, you're slowing yourself down. You're not just lashing out at anybody. You've put a lot of thought into this, and now you're speaking your piece. You know, you're not holding back, but you're delivering it with such grace. Ooh, and the Fool card. So starting over, new fresh beginnings. That's a beautiful card to see for you. Stepping out, new beginnings. You know, the possibilities are endless for you here. You're increasing not only your stamina, but your wisdom. You know, you're trusting that life has brought you these new opportunities because they were meant for you. There's new adventure here. There's new opportunities. There's more pleasure. You're really starting to open up again. Enjoy yourself. Not stress and worry so much. Willing to take that leap of faith in a new beginning. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. You're being asked to collaborate with others. You know, this is a get-together. This is, you know, somebody coming to you for your wisdom. Like, you have a lot to offer anybody who, you know, if this is job-related, maybe they're asking you to share your knowledge, share your, you know, your wisdom, and you're very good about it. So they may be asking you to help write a manual, you know, an instruction manual or something like that. But it's a collaboration of like-minded things, and it's going to pay you quite well. So this could be your financial opportunity. And the Magician, yeah. Moving forward, understanding that it is your time to move forward on this new endeavor and no longer keep sitting on the fence, waiting about it. This is action, power, self-confidence. You know, it takes willpower and skill, and you have it for all it's worth. And you're now willing to understand your own strength, what you bring to the table, what others are searching for in you. And now you'll share, but you also want to be paid for it. And that's a smart business move. Yeah, the King of Rods. Most definitely opening up to receiving. You know, this is your opportunity. You're taking chances. You're allowing, you know, better quality into your surroundings in your life. You know, you're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're taking charge. This could be a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new business deal. There's a project here that you are being invited to share with others, and you can see that it's going to pay you handsomely. So good for you, you know. You're mastering this skill that you have, and you have a plan for your future. So you're not just doing this half-heartedly. You're going all in because you feel comfortable about this new position, this new opportunity, this new beginnings. So they're presenting this to you, and you're learning to sit back, see what's all on offer before you make a decision. So good on you. Like, wow, it's nice to be appreciated. All right, I am going to deal you one more tarot card. Get a little more clarity on this week. See if it can give us a few more answers. Okay. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. There you go. Charging forward. Realizing things are about to change and you are in the driver's seat. You know, this is travel plans for many of you. By air, could be fast, you know, unexpected trip coming in. There's relationships that are, you know, not quite all that, you know, they could be. So they're cooling down. You're willing to, you know, cut your losses, let people out of your life. Not allowing people to step over you in order to win at all costs. You're not arguing about it. You're just doing what you have to do. If this is a friendship, you're willing to move away from it because you don't want to play those games anymore. So you're definitely changing your own projective for your future. You know, you're not taking back your words, but you're making sure you choose them wisely. All right, and your oracle card. Happy news about your career. Promotions or scholarships. Well thought out plans that go perfectly. Needing a little push to get going. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.